Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education, we would like to thank you for being in attendance both virtually and in person for tonight's board meeting. At this time, we would like to reconvene the meeting of the Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education for Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Burkett,
Present.
Fiorentino,
Present.
Lamarca, present. Lindmark,
Present.
McKinday,
Present.
Melia,
Present.
Zettler.
Present.
You have 7 board members present.
Thank you. I will turn it over to Dr. Smith.
At this time, I'd like to invite Principal Jennifer Breeze from Westfield Community School and her students to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Welcome. Parents, please come forward to take your photos and any videos. Oh, my friends are here.
Good evening, Board of Education and Dr. Smith. Thank you for inviting Westfield Community School to lead the pledge tonight. We're proud to introduce our kindergarten Wolf of the Month recipients for the 2024-2025 school year. This recognition is part of our PBIS program led by Mrs. Raven Davis, who has helped create meaningful learning experiences which support student growth and promotes positive behavior. I'll now turn it over to Mrs. Davis to share more information about our Wolf of the Month program.
Parents, you can get up and take pictures and things, so too.
Thank you for having us. Our Wolf of the Month program celebrates students who embody our monthly themes and the Westfield Way. Tonight, we're proud to honor our kindergartners for setting a strong example in building a positive school culture. This program thrives thanks to the support of our PBIS coaches, Nicole Wall and Gretchen Hoagie. I am excited to introduce you to the following students. Students, please raise your hand when I call your name. Brock, Sabrina, Amelia, Maddie, Sion, Landry, Millie, Leah, Walker, Bradley, Mac, and Eva. At this time, I ask all audience members to stand as they are able, and I ask all the students to turn and face the flag to lead us in tonight's pledge.
I don't know yet. Parents, thank you so much. You guys have the cutest kids ever. It's great fun having them. Thank you. There has been a change to the agenda. We're removing item 1111, the approval of the interactive touch wall of fame for project at DCHS, and moving it to the removing it to the roll call action item. It is now 13.9. Other than that, we will have a second closed, and so there are no other changes. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Go ahead and take the roll call.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Melia,
Aye.
Zeller,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Lindmark,
Aye.
motion passes 7-0.
And I will turn it back over to Dr. Smith.
For tonight's student recognition, I'd like to welcome Chris Columbaro, Director of Fine Arts, to the podium. He'll introduce the Illinois Music Education Association District 9 Junior Jazz.
Good evening, Board of Education, Superintendent Smith, and community members. I am here tonight with immense pride to recognize the outstanding participation in the District 9 Illinois Music Educator Association Junior Jazz Festival of these students before you. The District 9 festivals provide invaluable experiences for students to learn, grow, and connect through music. The Junior Jazz Festival specifically encourages the development of crucial musicianship skills such as ensemble playing, rhythmic accuracy, creative expression, and of course, improvisation within the jazz idiom. This year, in April, Hampshire Middle School graciously hosted this opportunity for the musicians to come together, and they were immersed in a full day of workshops led by accomplished educators and jazz musicians, after which they rehearsed. They provided a once-in-a-lifetime concert. This was like their grand finale and their closing event all in one. It was the one and only time these musicians would be playing together. So a wonderful event hosted by Hampshire Middle School. I'd like to recognize these talented students before you. They dedicated their time, passion to audition and then participate in this festival. They represent the incredible musical talent we have within our schools. They embrace the challenges of learning new music, collaborating with students from other schools, and then showcasing their developing skills. From Dundee Middle School, under the direction of Mike Casper, Charlie Lubke, and Xander Lawrence. From Hampshire Middle School, under the direction of Melissa Aukus, Vaughn Godey, and Jasmine Abdul Haq. And then from Westfield Community School, under the direction of Kelly Hoblin Lamora, Trevor Hudson, and Brendan Cunningham. Students, thank you for your unwavering dedication to your musicianship skills, and thank you, Board, for this recognition, providing them. This is certainly a credit to all of their well-deserved achievements. Congratulations.
Continuing with student recognition, I'd like to welcome Molly Fisher, LEAD 300 Scholarship Chairperson, to the podium. She will introduce the LEAD Scholarship recipients.
Hi, good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Smith, community members, and colleagues. My name is Molly Fisher, a District 300 high school English teacher, and I act as the scholarship chair for our LEAD 300 Teachers Union. Tonight, I'm honored to recognize 2 of our 7 scholarship recipients for the $1,000 LEAD 300 Stella Wetzel Memorial Scholarship, a remembrance grant that was created by former Superintendent Norm Wetzel on behalf of his late wife. This scholarship, in partnership with the LEAD 300 Union, honors quality students pursuing a career in the field of education who are steadfast in character, academics, and gratitude. The committee believes that Stella Wetzel, former Illinois State University graduate and District 300 English teacher, would be so proud to see the continuance of students being called to enter the field of education, and excited for tonight's winners. It is also a privilege to have Stella's son, Deputy Superintendent Mark Wetzel, here this evening to help honor his mother's legacy. Our first recipient, Jacobs Golden Eagle, Maya Calabrese, will begin her path to becoming a school pediatric occupational therapist through Loyola University Chicago this fall. Maya's ultimate goal is to work with children facing developmental, sensory, or physical challenges by helping them navigate their environments with confidence and independence. She wants to be an advocate for children and families, ensuring they have access to the resources and support necessary for success. Maya credits Jacob's social worker, Mrs. Aller, as her most inspirational individual, and she says that because of Mrs. Aller, she understands the power of advocacy, compassion, and resilience, lessons that will stay with her long after she leaves Jacob's. Our next recipient, Jacobs High School's Natalia Lucarelli, will be navigating both Elgin Community College and Northern Illinois University in her pursuit of a career she has desired ever since she was a little kid, early childhood education. As far back as she can remember, Natalia has wanted to make a difference in the lives of students and be a role model that children can look up to. Her extensive involvement in Jacob's Eagle Buddies organization, as well as her kindergarten internship through Lake in the Hills Elementary, has further fueled her desire. Natalia is more than excited to see her students' faces light up with excitement the day that she finally leads her own classroom. Because of their obvious enthusiasm, for the field of education, we hope to see Maya and Natalia return to the community as future employees of District 300. Please join me in thanking these soon-to-be graduates for their extensive commitment to their schools, as well as wishing them good luck in all of their professional pursuits. Thank you, Louise.
Continuing. Student recognition. I'd like to welcome Kelly Manalfi, Assistant Superintendent of High Schools in Oak Ridge, to the podium. She will introduce the Ann B. Miller Graduation Ceremony Shoe Contest winners.
Oh, you guys can turn around. Yeah. Good evening, school board members, Superintendent Smith, and community members. The Ann Miller Shoe Design Contest and Scholarship has been a District 300 tradition for the past 9 years, with former board member and board president Ann Miller introducing this scholarship in 2016. Each school year, students from each high school have the opportunity to artistically design a shoe to be worn by a board member or the superintendent at the appropriate graduation ceremony. District staff then vote on a winner for each school, and $500 is awarded to each winner. This year, I am happy to announce the winners, all seniors. Note, you will see the designs of their shoes up on the screen, and the actual shoes will be displayed down the hallway. From Dundee Crown High School, Gabriella Leonard. From Hampshire High School, Charlie Tariquez. And from Jacobs High School, Viviana Avila. Please congratulate our winners.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I'm wearing all those shoes on Saturday. And I'll be able to make it through the day. They're all tennis shoes. Kelly will continue as we recognize Illinois Principals Association Student Leadership Breakfast winners for the Kishwaukee region.
Thank you. Each year, the Illinois Principals Association hosts a student leadership breakfast to recognize tomorrow's leaders today. Each Kishwaukee area principal is invited to recognize 2 students from the exiting grade level in his or her building. Principals each decide upon the criteria for selecting students. Parents of the students are also invited to attend the breakfast, which takes place at the Crystal Lake Holiday Inn. At this time, I'd like to invite the high school principals to the podium to introduce their students. Joining us tonight is Dr. Asia Gurney, principal of Dundee Crown High School, Dr. Patrick Hardy, principal of Hampshire High School, and Dr. Christopher Testoni, principal of Jacobs High School. And now, Dr. Gurney.
Our first student that we are recognizing is Alexis De La Cruz. It is with great pride that I recognize Alexis De La Cruz, an outstanding student leader whose impact on our school community cannot be overstated. Alexis exemplifies excellence through her remarkable leadership skills, her unwavering commitment to inclusivity, and her dedication to academic achievement. She's a driving force behind many of our school initiatives, most notably leading the successful implementation of our International Fest for the past 2 years, which has brought our diverse community closer together. Alexis constantly challenges herself by enrolling in rigorous higher level courses and continues to earn exceptional grades. She is not only an academic standout, but also a warm, welcoming presence to all students, making our school a better place for everyone. Congratulations, Alexis. Next, we have Cody Shepard. I am proud to recognize Cody Shepard, a dedicated and passionate student whose commitment to Dundee Crown High School and our Industrial Technology Department is truly inspiring. Cody's deep knowledge and enthusiasm for his field shine through in everything he does and in his drive to improve our school community, which sets him apart from others. Whether he's volunteering his time to support others or lending a helping hand to his classmates, Cody consistently demonstrates kindness, dependability, and a genuine desire to make a difference. He is a valued member of our school and a role model for his peers. Congratulations, Cody Shepard.
Good evening, Board of Education, Superintendent. It is my pleasure to introduce Gia Fabe. When asked for recommendations, here is what the faculty said about Gia. Gia is the definition of perseverance. She has faced real challenges and turned them into triumphs. Faculty said, she is a rock-solid and dependable human being, someone who every teacher and all of her peers can count on. They also said, with a grounded spirit and a great sense of humor, Gia brings both strength and joy to every single room she enters. Congratulations, Gia Fabe. I'm also pleased to introduce Layla Robinson. When asked, recommenders said the following: Layla is a true go-getter. Where there's a vision, she makes it reality with unstoppable energy. Another person said she is a born leader who inspires others, organizes with excellence, and makes everyone feel seen and heard. Others said she's creative, focused, fearless. And finally, Layla doesn't just follow ideas, she elevates them. Congratulations, Layla Robinson.
Good evening, Dr. Smith, board. It is an honor to recognize with me tonight Maximilian Sidrinsky. Max is an outstanding student, athlete, and leader. He's always ready to help others and takes on challenges with a positive attitude, often saying, I'll give it a shot and see what happens. Max represented Jacobs at the Milwaukee School of Engineering Coding competition this fall and competes as a dedicated athlete with integrity and focus. He never lets time go to waste, always pushing forward, helping others, or getting ahead in his work. Max's discipline and leadership make him a true role model. Simply put, he makes everybody around him better in all walks. Congratulations to Maximilian Sidrinsky as Jacobs representative for the Illinois Principals Association breakfast.
Moms and dads, thank you so much. Your kids are amazing. You can stay if you want. We have a couple more recognitions, or you can go. But thank you for coming, and thank you for bringing your kids and sharing them with us.
Super exciting for the student recognition, and I'm extra excited tonight on the theme of leadership, student leadership and voice being heavily represented through our recognition tonight. We will continue with the celebration on to staff recognition. We have Mr. Dave Ward, D300 Foundation Chair, and Kyle Austin, D300 Foundation Co-Chair, coming to the podium to talk to us about our D300 Foundation winners. So exciting.
Dr. Smith, board, thank you for having us tonight. Apologize for my voice. My name again is Dave Ward. I am the chair of the D300 Foundation. We're here to talk to you tonight about two of the awards we recently issued. First, the mission of the foundation, Distinguished Educator of the School Employee of the Year Award, is to advance the excellence that exists in schools across District 300 by annually honoring our exemplary classroom educators and school employees. These individuals were nominated by their peers and submitted by the administration of the respective schools. These individuals represent some of the best and most engaged people across our district. Once all nominations are received, they are blinded and reviewed using an evaluation rubric by a panel composed of retired D300 staff and members of the community. The applications for the Distinguished Educator must meet the following criteria. They should have 3 or more years within the district. Nominees should apply professional excellence. Nominees should inspire colleagues to employ innovative techniques and strive to high level of performance. And nominees should display a willingness to share their expertise that leads colleagues down their own path towards exemplary performance. I'd like to take a moment and congratulate the 2025 Educator of the Year, Brooke Herman of Lincoln Prairie Elementary. I'd like to also invite Brooke and her principal, Emily Varghese, to the podium to say a few words.
Good evening, Board of Education, Dr. Smith, and community members. My name is Emily Varghese, and I'm the principal at Lincoln Prairie Elementary School. It is an absolute honor to recognize Brooke as an extraordinary educator whose passion and creativity have transformed learning for countless students. Brooke brings lessons to life, whether it's connecting students globally through the Global Read Aloud or transforming a unit on westward expansion into a hands-on pioneer adventure. Her classroom is a place where students don't just learn, they experience. She inspires a love of reading through book tastings, engaging read-alouds, and creative projects like character diaries. In math, Brooke makes learning meaningful with real-world applications such as designing taco truck businesses that teach budgeting and geometry. Her dedication extends beyond the classroom. As a Tier 1 coach, team leader, and curriculum collaborator, Brooke fosters a positive school culture, from co-teaching and creating digital escape rooms to organizing school events like Literacy Night and the lip sync battle. She uplifts both students and staff. Brooke is more than a teacher. She's a mentor, a leader, and a true champion for education. Please join me in congratulating Brooke Herman as the Foundation's Educator of the Year.
Good evening, Dr. Smith and school board. Thanks for your time this evening. Similar to the Distinguished Educator Award, we also have a Distinguished Educator or a Distinguished School Employee nominee as well. And similar as we have 3 years of more experience working within the District 300, the nominee should display qualities that contribute toward an enriched student learning experience through their interaction with the student outside of the classroom. And by example, the nominee should inspire colleagues to work towards the same level of high performance. So congratulations to the 2025 School Employee of the Years, Debbie Bello of Jacobs High. And then, of course, Dr. Testoni will come up. Congratulations as well and say a few words.
All right, good evening again. It is my absolute honor to introduce this year's District 300 Foundation Employee of the Year, our very own Debbie Bello. Debbie is the heart and soul of the Jacobs Athletic Department. She goes above and beyond for everyone around her. As Mr. Ziles, our athletic director, shares, she's a trusted confidant and a steady presence, always ready with encouragement, support, or a solution. Her care and commitment are felt in every corner of the building. Debbie has been with District 300 for 9 years, 8 of those at Jacobs. But Jacobs is more than a workplace, it's home. She proudly watched all 3 of her children come through this school, and her love for this community shines in everything she does. As a new principal last year, I quickly learned that when Debbie begins a conversation with, "So what are your thoughts on?" it's time to listen. In all seriousness, her willingness to share an opinion and work to make Jacobs a better place is admirable. Her insight and care for our students have truly helped shape a better experience for everyone. Debbie is so humble and is not always comfortable with the attention associated with receiving this honor, but it's truly a privilege for us to celebrate her. Please join me in congratulating our District 300 Foundation Employee of the Year, Debbie Bello.
Continuing on, more staff recognition. I would like to invite Mr. Anthony McGinn, Chief of Communications and Stakeholder Engagement, to the podium. He will introduce our Kane County Educator of the Year nominees and our winner.
Good evening, Board of Education. Good evening, Dr. Smith. It is my distinct honor to recognize the outstanding educators from District 300 who were celebrated at the 49th Annual Kane County Educator of the Year Award Banquet held on Friday, May 2nd at the Q Center in St. Charles. This annual event, hosted by the Kane County Regional Office of Education, celebrates the contributions of educational professionals across Kane County. This year, 46 nominees were recognized for their impact in various education roles. Nominees are reviewed by a diverse panel, including student teachers, retired educators, university representatives, business leaders, national board certified teachers, and Kane County ROE staff members. District 300 had several esteemed nominees across various categories, and we are delighted to recognize them tonight. First, we will recognize our nominees in the elementary and early childhood teacher category. Congratulations to Ruth Perkins, ELA interventionist, Big Timber Elementary School. Melissa Zavala, early childhood teacher, DeLacy Family Education Center. Christina Aboy, kindergarten dual language teacher at Lakewood Elementary School. Stacy Smith, 5th grade teacher, Wright Elementary School. Next, we'll recognize our nominee from the middle school teacher category. Congratulations, Nicole Price, 6th grade science teacher at Hampshire Middle School. And next, we'll recognize our nominee in the high school teacher category. Congratulations to Tracy Beatty, physical education teacher and assistant athletic director, Dundee Crown High School. And we'd like to recognize our education service personnel category. Doris Hastings could not be here this evening, but we would like to recognize her. Congratulations, Doris. Principal Secretary, Westville Community School. Each of these nominees exemplifies the district's vision to empower and equip each student to reach their highest potential in their chosen pathway. We are proud of their achievements and positive influence they have on their students and on our community. And now it's with great pride that we would like to recognize our award winner. In the elementary and early childhood teacher category, congratulations to Michelle Bannerman, second grade teacher at Hampshire Elementary School. Michelle has dedicated 24 years to education. In her interview for the event, Michelle shared the following: "That's the best part of being in second grade. The kids are excited. They want to learn more, and I want to learn right along with them. When the kids want to be here and they feel valued, they show up ready to learn." So again, please join me in congratulating our award winner, Michelle Bannerman, on this well-deserved recognition. Congratulations, Michelle. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Smith.
As we continue with some more staff introductions tonight, I just want to make sure I say congratulations again and thank you. And it's an honor to have you all as educators in District 300, and we truly appreciate what you do every day.
Okay. No, that's okay. Sure.
Mr. Mark Wetzel is ahead. He's already at the podium. He's here to do a couple staff introductions.
I'd like to ask Mr. Matt Langton to come to the front, please. There you are. Good evening, Dr. Smith, District 300 board members, and community members. Tonight, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Matt Langton as the Director of Employee and Labor Relations for District 300. Mr. Langton has served as the principal of Carpentersville Middle School for the past 3 school years. Prior to the principalship, he served as an assistant principal of Carpentersville Middle School for 1 year and dean of students for 2 years. Mr. Langton served as a general education and special education teacher at Perry Elementary for 6 years and a special education teacher at Parkview Elementary. In each of these leadership roles, he has focused on developing relationships with staff, students, and families to promote student learning. Mr. Langton's educational experiences include a bachelor's degree in special education in 2012 from Judson University and a master's degree in the Principal Preparation Program in 2016 from Concordia University, Chicago. Mr. Langton has provided excellent leadership and service throughout his career, and we are confident that he will continue to be a tremendous asset to the District 300 community. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Langton as the Director of Employee and Labor Relations. And now Dr. Nikki Berkey will introduce our next staff recognition.
I'm a little shorter. Good evening, Dr. Smith, District 300 board members, and the District 300 community. Please come to the front, Mr. Herrera. I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Nick Herrera as the next principal of Carpentersville Middle School. Mr. Herrera currently serves as the Associate Principal of Operations at CMS, a role he has held for the past 3 years. Prior to that, he was the Dean of Students at Carpentersville Middle School for 1 year and served in the same role at Plainfield South High School. Before transitioning into administration, Mr. Herrera taught special education and ALOP at Plainfield South and physical education and health at both West Chicago and Geneva High Schools. Nick is a systems-driven leader known for his high expectations, strong relationships, and unwavering commitment to serving the whole child. At CMS, he has led the creation and implementation of school-wide systems, including the Whole Child Framework focused on trauma-informed and restorative practices, MTS Tier 2 and 3 supports, attendance interventions, and school safety protocols. These efforts have led to measurable success. Office discipline referrals have dropped by over 50%. Chronic absenteeism is down by 12%, and student perceptions of belonging have significantly increased. These gains have contributed to improved academic achievement and rising staff trust. Mr. Herrera holds a master's degree in instructional leadership with a principal endorsement and a focus on culture of character from North Central College, a Bachelor of Science in Physical Education and Health from Elmhurst University, and a Learning Behavior Specialist 1 endorsement from the University of St. Francis. Throughout his career, Mr. Herrera has demonstrated strong leadership and a clear vision to create a school environment where students feel safe, staff feel supported, and an academic success is a collective goal. We are confident he will continue to be a tremendous asset to the Carpentersville Middle School community. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Herrera on his appointment as the next principal of Carpentersville Middle School.
We also have Mr. Herrera's family here tonight. Thank you for joining us. Interpreters Appreciation Day was May 7th. Our interpreters worked tirelessly to ensure clear, accurate communication in a wide range of settings. Their dedication to both linguistic accuracy and cultural awareness helped strengthen connections between our families and schools, creating more supportive environments. Please join me in offering an appreciation to our district interpreters. I got ahead of myself. I have quite a few of these to read. Also on May 7th, we celebrated School Nurses Day. Our school nurses provide compassionate care, ensuring our students feel safe and supported. From addressing daily needs to responding to emergencies, their expertise is essential in creating environments that promote student well-being. You don't truly know what a nurse actually does in a day until you're a principal and you have to be the sub-nurse sometimes, or you have to help nurse on a field trip. Let me tell you, please join me in thanking all of our amazing school nurses for keeping our students safe and healthy and all of the unmentionable things that they do. School Communicators Day was on May 9th. This day was established by the National School Public Relations Association in 2022. This day recognizes the vital role school communication departments play in providing timely and accurate information, supporting educational leaders, and fostering engagement. I have been very lucky, blessed to have this team that we have in District 300 led by Mr. McGinn. They often mostly work in the background, but it is an endless, thankless job, and I want to express my deep gratitude to all the support they've given me this year. And if you could please join me in thanking them for their continual hard work and dedication to our system. Speech Pathologist Day is on May 18th. And on that day, we will recognize them again, but we won't have another board meeting around that time. Our speech language pathologists play a vital role in helping students overcome challenges in speech, language, and communication. Through their expertise and compassion, they empower students to build confidence, express themselves clearly, and participate in academic and social opportunities. Please join me in expressing our gratitude to the speech and language pathologists of District 300 and for all their contributions. On May 19th, we will also celebrate Accounting Day. This will provide us a day to recognize the outstanding work of our school business staff. This dedicated team ensures our financial resources are used efficiently to support our students, staff, and schools. Their careful stewardship of our district's finances play a vital role in maintaining stability and meeting the needs of our students. Please join me in thanking our outstanding school business staff for their contributions to District 300. And that's the end for me. I'll turn it over to you.
We're going to move on to public participation. We had 6, but I think now we have 5 people signed up for public participation. I will call each of you individually up to the podium. Please state your name and relationship to the district and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please note the following. Each speaker has been provided with the guidelines for public participation. Minors need to be accompanied by their parents or guardians. The board will consider your comments but will not dialogue or engage with speakers in this forum. Questions raised may be assigned to the superintendent for an answer. As appropriate, a member of the administration may reach out to the speaker to give them relevant information or to ask for additional information from them. This is done to make sure that the board has all of the information needed to properly address the speaker's concerns. Charges, complaints, or challenges against staff members or the district will not be heard in open meetings and should be made in writing to the board and superintendent. We also ask that speakers refrain from personally attacking district staff or members of the board. Pursuant to board policy, this evening's participants must limit their comments to 3 minutes. We ask for each participant to be respectful to all individuals who have signed up to speak and adhere to the allotted time limit. We also ask that speakers conduct themselves in a civil and courteous manner and refrain from trying to engage members of the board in dialogue during public participation. Failure to abide by board time rules or those found out of order by the board may lead to exclusion from the meeting. To be fair to all participants, thank you for your understanding and cooperation. I have one more quick thing to read. Public participation. Please note that the Open Meetings Act provides any person the opportunity to address the board under the adopted public participation policy. That being said, the board would like to advise the public that we will not consider statements that read during public participation that are not authored by the reader to be credible unless the board has previously received the statement in writing from the author. Additionally, the author should indicate that he or she has granted the public participation the authority to read the statement on his or her behalf. With all of that being said, our first public participant will be Keith Fiedler.
Good evening, Board President, members of the board, Dr. Smith. My name is Keith Fiedler. Susan Sendles and Jessica Herrera. We're here representing the Organic Life Management team. And we're here to express our heartfelt gratitude at the privilege of being part of this organization. It has been a joy. Working with Deb and Jen and their teams has been just fantastic, and we're very proud of the partnership and the work that it's produced. It is not always the case that an organization such as ourselves gets the opportunity to work with a community, a board, leadership, staff that is committed to the well-being of kids all the way down the line. So we're very thankful for that. We're proud of the work we do. We are very thankful, and we wish you a fantastic summer season. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next participant is Zachary Anderson.
Good afternoon, Board of Education and Dr. Smith. And thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time. I'm Zach, a student at Jacobs High School, and I'm here today to discuss an opportunity to grow our athletic program, support student interests, and promote inclusivity in sports. I'm here to suggest that the district start a boys volleyball team at our school. Volleyball is one of our fastest growing sports for young men across the country. According to the Junior Volleyball Association, boys high school volleyball participation has increased by 40% since 2017. Despite the growing interest and 37 students ready to commit to playing together as a boys volleyball team at Jacobs High School, we do not offer this sport as an option. Yes, in the last week, I have sent out a Google form for boys to have their interest in volleyball noticed. 37 boys have committed that they would be interested in trying out for a boys volleyball team next spring at Jacobs if there were one. The 37 students does not take into account next year's incoming freshmen. My friends who stand with me are a part of the people who filled out the form. I believe the more people who come together to support an idea, the more success they will have in making the idea a reality. We have talented, passionate athletes who want to represent their school and play. They deserve the same chance as athletes in other competitive sports. According to Title IX and the National Center of Education Statistics, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Us boys at Jacobs High School are denied the access to competitive volleyball, while other schools have access in many parts of Illinois. Moving forward, starting a volleyball program in Jacobs is relatively low cost. All equipment from Jacobs from girls volleyball can be transferred over, and the only thing that we need would be transportation, coaches, and refs. Another issue that can be easily solved is gym space. For practices, boys volleyball would be added into the gym space rotation that is currently in place for our spring sports. Once the weather is nice and outdoor sports transition to outdoors, there would be a lot of empty gym space. I promise you, if we are able to make this opportunity happen, you will see commitment, energy, and success from these boys and their passion for volleyball. Let's make history and bring boys volleyball to our schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Kurt Diedick.
I don't know if this goes high enough. All right. So, good evening, board and Dr. Smith. My name is Kurt Diedick. I've met a few of you in various capacities over the last few years, and all my interactions with you guys have been great. I've attended board meetings in the past for science fair, but I've never spoken, so I just want to first thank you guys for all volunteering your time, as I know this is a thankless job that you guys do, so thank you. A bit about myself. I'm a chemistry teacher at Jacobs High School, as well as one of the varsity girls volleyball coaches. I grew up in the south suburbs where every middle school and high school that I ever knew had a boys volleyball team. And I came to this district and was shocked that we did not have one. This pushed me to try to garner some support for a team amongst administrators, students, and other staff, at Jacobs in general. I started having discussions with various students and administrators by the time I was a second-year teacher. Here I am 12 years later and 4 athletic directors later, and I find myself at a similar point when I started. Over the years, I've heard various answers as to why it's not a sport in the district, many of which were discussed by Zach just a few minutes ago. In the most recent conversation with an unnamed athletic administrator in our district, it was stated that due to Title IX, the number of girls in sports needs to be equal to the number of males in the sport. Title IX states that equal opportunities in education and athletics for all students, regardless of sex, must be provided. It is faulty interpretation to state that equal numbers of participants must be present. The law simply reads opportunities. In fact, the contrary is currently true at Jacobs. There are 6 more girls' sports than boys at Jacobs High School. This is a definitive inequity since the girls have more sports available than boys. Based on former administrator comments, I would ask the following. How did boys lacrosse become a sport back in 2021? Because at the time, there were definitely more males in sports compared to females then. In addition, I ask, how do any schools that have boys volleyball rationalize having the sport when their numbers are also not equal? It's because this narrative pushed by some people might be false, and must be. I bring up these examples because this is the type of bureaucracy that some of us teachers run into when we're trying to sponsor a club or sport in our attempts to connect students with their community. Another reason I'm here is to give you my personal experience to help you see the importance of this sport. To this day, my best friends that I have now, who have had an unbelievable positive force in my life, are from my high school volleyball team. It allowed me to connect with different sports groups in college, play on intramurals with many people that I didn't know before that I could have talked with. The sport is not just for excelling and pushing oneself, it's about team dynamics and feeling a part of something bigger. If we as a district preach that belonging in school community is what drives a student's learning and prosper, oops, sorry, let me back that up. If we as a student preach that belonging in school community is what
Thank you. Next participant, Michael Deppa.
Hello and good evening. My name is Mike Deppa. I'm also a teacher, a math teacher, an avid teacher, and the head girls volleyball coach at Jacobs High School. I started my coaching career at Streamwood High School, and I also coached at Hoffman Estates High School. My love of volleyball started when I got to play high school volleyball at Schaumburg High School. So when I came here, I was kind of shocked that Jacobs did not have a boys volleyball team. Boys volleyball is not an obscure sport. Men's volleyball is an Olympic sport, and it, like we stated before, it is a fast-growing sport as well. The boys volleyball is, according to, I want to talk a little bit about scholarship opportunities for our students at our school. According to scholarshipstats.com and the NCSA, between the NAIA and the NCAA, over $21.9 million in athletic scholarships are awarded yearly to collegiate male volleyball athletes. By not having volleyball in our district, we are not giving our young men in our district a chance to earn a chunk of that scholarship money. Many of the boys in this room and at our high schools deserve to have a volleyball team and a chance to win some of that scholarship money. If you feel that this is not doable at this time, then what we ask from you all is, sorry, one second. If you do not feel that it's possible to start a volleyball program in this district, what we ask from you all at this time, at the very least, provide us with the rationale as to one, why, and two, what we as teachers and coaches can do to actualize this meaningful involvement opportunity and make boys volleyball in our district a reality. And because I've always wanted to kind of say this, I yield the remainder of my time to the board. Thanks.
Thank you. And finally, Jessica Allen.
My name is Jessica Allen.
And my name is Daryl Allen.
Our son, we're here for our son to talk about him.
You give me permission to read. Mrs. Allen has given me a statement to read. I am going to change her son's name to my son. My name is Jessica Allen, and I am here today on behalf of my son. My son is currently attending Allendale in Woodstock. On May 8th, 2025, my son was displaying behaviors as a manifestation of his disability. Despite this, my son was knowingly put into a situation that resulted in him being suspended for his behaviors pending a meeting that will take place on May 19th. I am here today to ask that my son not be punished for behaviors that were a manifestation of his disability and be allowed to walk in graduation ceremony that is being held on May 22nd. My son was attending Westfield, and our understanding when he was transferred to Allendale is to support him with his disability, was that his record would show him graduating from Westfield and he would still be able to attend graduation with his home school. This is once in a lifetime event that may seem insignificant to those of us who have already lived much of our lives and those of us who do not live with autism, but to the families and our children facing life while managing autism, it is a major milestone. My ask today is that my son be able to walk in his graduation and be able to experience his momentous achievements and not have another milestone denied from him because of his disability. I am pleading to you today on his behalf and mine as his mother. I would greatly appreciate any help from the board. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Shelley, as a point of clarification, are we talking about middle school recognition?
We are talking about middle school
Okay, thank you.
recognition. Yes.
Okay. Moving on to board announcements. Good news.
Dundee Highlands celebrates 60th anniversary. Dundee Highlands Elementary School hosted a 60th anniversary celebration on May 3rd. The event kicked off in the morning with both 5K and 1K races. Later in the day, the school hosted a variety of family-friendly activities, including a bagpipe performance, detailed historical displays, food trucks, face painting, and more.
D300 hosts Arab American Heritage Month. D300 hosted an Arab American Heritage Month event last month at Liberty Elementary School. The event included the construction of paper lanterns, henna applications, and more.
Dundee Middle School robotics team competes in World Championship. Congratulations to the Dundee Middle School robotics team, which recently competed in the VEX Robotics World Championship in Dallas, Texas. Dundee Middle School completed its qualifying matches with a 6-4 record and placed 32nd out of 80 division teams. Participants had a great experience and met students from across the U.S. and other countries while at the event.
Tonight for the superintendent's report, we are just going to come back around to the Superintendent Student Advisory Council for 25-26 school year. I have Mr. Adrian Harries coming up to the podium to give an update about where we're at so far. I'm growing even more excited about this day by day. You know how you have a party and you think that no one's gonna show up? Am I gonna be the only one that shows up to my own party? And so I was kind of feeling like that about the application process. Am I gonna be the only one? No, we are off to a great start with applicants. And so I'm excited for Mr. Harris to give us an update.
Good evening, Board. Good evening, Dr. Smith. To date, and actually if you could pivot to the next slide for me. All right, to date, and actually as of yesterday, we had 41 applicants that had submitted, and I did do a quick breakdown by school. 14 were from Hampshire, 19 students from Jacobs, and 8 from Dundee Crown. The deadline for submission of the application is the 23rd. We did ask everybody to submit the letter of recommendation a week earlier because I didn't want to deny any kid access because they didn't have a letter of recommendation. So we actually have a lot more recommendations than we do applications. Kids were smart. They wanted to take care of that part early because they knew it was due early. And so my guess is we'll continue to have these rolling in. Actually, as of today, that should say 45. I didn't want to alter Anthony's pretty slides. We got 4 today, and I'm sure before the night is over, we will have several more. So kids are applying. We're super excited, and we're looking forward to kind of starting the process. All right? Thank you.
That's fantastic.
That completes the superintendent's report.
Wait, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Can you just remind us again? I'm sorry, I don't remember because I think this is fantastic. But how many kids are you? How are you breaking it down? How many from each high
It
school?
will start out as 4 by school. 4 at each school is the hope to get us started. So we have a total of 12.
I have a question too. Will the application process begin again each year, or will some students carry over? Or have we not figured that part out yet?
We want to see what the intake is, and then we will kind of bring updates along the way, maybe even get some feedback from the students who are selected about the process, and then determine that for the following year.
And you're intentionally having them stagger, is that correct? So that we don't lose all of them?
Yes.
Year one?
Yes.
So we're intentionally.
All of that will
So this
factor into our
is,
selection process. We do want to, the goal of a program like this is to have a diverse subset. That way you hear from all of your students. And so we want some 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students, or what next year will be sophomores, juniors, and seniors, so that, once again, to the point, we don't lose everybody at once, but we also get to understand what the sophomore experience is like, because that's much different than the senior experience. And so once again, the hope of the group is so that we get a very good understanding of what's going on in our schools from the student's perspective, so we know how to continue to grow and meet students' needs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you, guys.
Any other questions from the board?
I just want to say I'm very excited that this is happening, and I think it's going to be great. And I love that that's one of your pillars, is really hearing from our students, because after all, they're the ones who are in our buildings for, all day, and it's important to know what they need to be successful.
Just getting started. Looking forward to getting closer to staff next year too, with some feedback. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. We've been talking a while, several years now, about getting kids more involved. So thank you for taking the initiative to get it done. Appreciate it. Item 10, board discussion. Are there any updates regarding the following board committees? Operations committee?
Yes, the next meeting is Monday, June 9th at 4:30. So that's not our usual Tuesday, it's Monday. And as we always say, that is the meeting where a lot of the things that we're going to vote on tonight are discussed in detail. So it's a great meeting to either attend or tune into now that those are recorded and posted.
And please, if you can't make it in person, we do have them online that you can see. So please take advantage of that, because like Ms. Burkett said, this is where you learn all the nitty gritty about what we end up voting on later. So Superintendent's 10.1.2, Superintendent's Evaluation Ad Hoc Committee.
I don't have any updates this meeting, probably next meeting.
Okay, thank you. 10.1.3, Board Policy Ad Hoc Committee. Since I am the Policy Committee, I will report. Again, I've been looking at the policies in relation to our rewriting of this board handbook, and that's almost done. So then we look at the rest of the unrelated policies, and when that's over, then I'll give a report on what has been found. And then the 10.1.4 Board Member Handbook Ad Hoc Committee.
Well, I'll report quickly on that. Nancy and I met again today, and we are in the final stretch. So you should expect something in your inbox, fellow board members and superintendent, and Miss Colleen back there, to review by the end of the month at the very latest.
Okay. Anybody, well, I'd like to make a quick statement. First of all, I thank my fellow board members for electing me to be president and leader of the board. I just want everybody to understand that this board is going to work as a team, and we are all committed to doing the best we can to help the district grow and succeed. I want to welcome specifically our new board members, Elisa Lindmark and Patrick Malia. Both of them have been very involved in this district for several years, and we're very excited that they're with us now, because they're both going to add a lot to the board and our strength. And I think together, this entire board is going to be able to do a lot of really good things. So thank you again for electing me, and also just everybody know that you guys are in our best interest, and we're going to do whatever we can to make everything better. So thank you. Anybody else have a statement? Steve.
Yes, actually, it's following up on Ms. Zettler's comments. So I believe this is an exciting time for our board and for the school community. Not only are we preparing for summer break and graduation, which is right in front of us, but we're here at a meeting after recently seating a new Board of Education. So I would like to also congratulate our two newest board members, Lisa Lindmark and Patrick Malia. And I would also like to congratulate the reelection of Christine Burkett and Leslie Lamarca. So in my opinion, education and children are at the center of what we do all the time. And therefore, school board member service is one of the greatest opportunities for our community. So I would like to just say that you're both entrusted with this important role, and I implore you to be an independent thinker and a prepared board member so that this board becomes a high-functioning board. And to achieve this goal, there's a lot of resources. The IASB recommends that you utilize the tools, and I'm sure you received lots of them: effective school board member, your first year, all these great things. And they're all out there. If you don't have them, let me know, but they're all good resources. So I would just like to go over a few of those in here because I think they're really important, not only for school board members that are new, but also all of us. In these documents, it talks about representing the district as a whole and on any particular segment. Realizing that a good school system can be developed through cooperation and teamwork, Nancy mentioned that, approaches tasks, votes with an open mind, seeks truth, and makes decisions without bias or prejudice, abides by and aids decisions made by the board, and recognizes that the board's responsibility is run the schools, but to see that they are well run through the delegation of authority and responsibility to our superintendent. And in the 6 foundational principles of effective governance, which we learn every year, we take the course, and I believe we have it scheduled again as a board in July. There are 6 overarching items. The board clarifies the district's purpose. The board connects with the community. The board employs a superintendent, which we've done, in my opinion, very well. The board delegates authority, meaning we delegate all operational responsibilities to the superintendent and to the staff of the school district. The board monitors performance of the district. You see, almost on a quarterly basis, we get updates from our staff on that. And the board takes responsibility for itself. So it's clear that a highly successful board functions as a team. Ms. Zettler mentioned that, and I fully agree with her. With each board member remaining true to what they believe is in the best interests of our students, teachers, staff, and the community as a whole. I look forward to working with each of you, the new board members, as well as the entire board as we go into the summer and start the new year in August. Thank you.
Anybody else? No? Okay. Moving on, we're going to move to the consent items. Item 11, consent items of less than $35,000. Can I get a motion to approve the consent items for less than $35,000?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Lindmark,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Malia,
Aye.
Zettler.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, moving on to consent items greater than $35,000. These are also items that have been previously reviewed and discussed at the Board Operations Committee meeting and need no further discussion. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items for more than $35,000?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Lamarca, aye. McKinday,
Aye.
Zettler,
Aye.
Malia,
Aye.
Lindmark,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Moving on to item 13, roll call action items. Item 13.1, approval of consolidated district plans for 2025-2026. Do I have a motion for the approval of the consolidated district plan for 2025-2026?
So moved.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
McKinday,
Aye.
Malia,
Aye.
Zeller,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Lindmark,
Aye.
motion passes 7-0.
Moving on to 13.2, approval of student fees and meal rates. Do I have a motion for the approval of the student fees and meal rates?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Okay, any discussion? Madam Secretary, would you please take the roll?
Lindmark,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Burkett,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Malia,
Aye.
Zettler.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Moving on to 13.3, approval of hearing program and lease agreement renewal. Do I have a motion for the approval of the hearing program and lease agreement?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
McKinday,
Aye.
Malia,
Aye.
Zettler,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Lindmark,
Aye.
motion passes 7-0.
Moving on to 13.4, approval of assessment software birth to kindergarten contract renewal. Do I have a motion for the approval of assessment software birth to kindergarten?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No? Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
Lamarca, aye. McKinday,
Aye.
Malia,
Aye.
Zeller,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Lindmark.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
13.5, approval of education services contract renewals. Do I have a motion for the approval of the education services contract renewals?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
Malia,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Burkett,
Aye.
Lindmark,
Aye.
Zettler.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Moving on to 13.6, approval of Board and Operations Committee meeting schedule 2025-2026. Do I have a motion for the approval of the Board and Operations Committee meeting schedule for 2025-2026?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
McKinday,
Aye.
Malia,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Lindmark,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Zettler,
Aye.
Burkett.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
13.7, approval of employee case, discipline case number 2. I have a resolution to read. Resolution of the Board of Education of the Community Unit School District 300 authorizing employee dismissal for cause. Whereas the Board of Education and Community Unit School District 300, Kane, McHenry, Cook, and DeKalb Counties, Illinois, employed Lisa M. Devona as a DESA Union Group employee during the 24-25 school term, and whereas this Board of Education has the authority to dismiss Ms. Devona for cause pursuant to Board Policy 5.290 and Article 7 of the DESA Collective Bargaining Agreement, and whereas on May 7th of 2025, Ms. Devona received notice that the administration would be recommending termination from her employment for cause, and said notice notified Ms. Devona of her right to request a hearing before the board related to her termination, and whereas the evidence was presented and the Board of Education deliberated in closed session. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of Community Unit School District 300, Kane, McHenry, Cook, and DeKalb Counties, Illinois, as follows. Section 1, Ms. Devona is dismissed for cause immediately. Section 2, the President and Secretary of the Board of Education are hereby authorized and directed to give Ms. Devona written notice of the dismissal in the form attached hereto as Exhibit 1 and incorporated herein as this reference, by certified mail, return receipt requested, and regular mail as soon as possible following the adoption of this resolution. Section 3, that this resolution will be in full force and effect forthwith upon its adoption. Adopted this 13th day of May, 2025, by the following roll call vote. Do I have a motion for the
So moved.
approval? And do I have a second? Any discussion? Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Zettler,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Lindmark,
Aye.
Melia,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
motion passes 7-0.
Moving on to 13.9, approval of interactive touch wall of fame project at, oh, I'm sorry. 13.8, approval of out-of-district student travel. Do I have a motion for the approval of out-of-district student travel?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
Lamarca, aye. Melia,
Aye.
Fiorentino,
Aye.
Burkett,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Lindmark,
Aye.
Zettler.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
13.9, approval of interactive touch wall of fame project, Dundee Crown High School. Do I have a motion for the approval of the interactive touch wall of fame project at Dundee High School?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I have something I'd like to say. We did raise a number of questions about this wall. When we had our operations committee meeting, we did receive some answers today to make us feel better about how we can balance, I think, honoring the legacy of the wall that's been there for years and years with bringing it up to date and recognizing students who've not been recognized over the last, since there's been quite a gap there. Personally, I still have a few more details I'd like to discuss. So I'd appreciate having the opportunity to do that at our next operations meeting. So that's just my thoughts on the situation with the wall. But overall, I'm excited about the possibility of it. I think it's just, again, figuring out that balance.
Anybody else?
I feel like there's still a little bit of work that's needed for like the like implementing this. I think it's a good idea, but I think with there has to be a little bit of detail on like how it's going to be maintained so that we're not back to the same situation after implementing it. And also, I just feel a little bit more comfortable like saying that. And yeah.
Anybody else have any input? I agree with Ms. McKinday that I still have some questions. My major questions are the preservation of the current. I know you're not going to leave the wall up if we do this, but how are those photographs going to be preserved? Are they going to be available to the people who they belong to, or if they're available to ask for them? Are they going to be? How are they going to be represented in the digital, if they are at all? The other thing that I'm concerned about is we understand that the Booster Club is paying for this, but there is a provision in the proposal for a $600 a year maintenance fee that has to be paid for the software upkeep. And I'm interested in knowing how that's going to be taken care of and for how long and things like that. So I'm concerned about those. I'd like to have a little more information also. So any other discussion? So, having said all of that, do we have a motion to approve? We don't have to do the motion again,
Just
right?
call the roll.
Okay, all right, so then just call the roll. I'm sorry,
Okay.
go ahead.
Burkett,
No.
Lindmark,
No.
McKinday,
No, for now.
Melia,
No.
Zettler,
No.
Fiorentino,
I'll abstain.
Lamarca, no. Motion does not pass. It's 6, I don't know how to say this right.
One abstention.
601.
Okay. Doesn't mean you can't bring it, just as we could get our answers, we'd appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Item 14, do we have a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of discussing the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body? Section 2C1, number 2, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more class of employees. Section 2C2, number 3, litigation. Section 2C11 and 4, student disciplinary cases. 2C9 and 5, security procedures, school building safety, security, and the use of personnel to respond to an actual, a threatened, or a reasonably potential danger to the safety of employees, students, staff, the public, or public property. Section 2CA. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
Burkett,
Aye.
Malia,
Aye.
Zettler,
Aye.
McKinday,
Aye.
Lamarca, aye. Fiorentino,
Aye.
and Lindmark.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
No action to follow, so we'll be out, but we're, like I said, no action to follow. So, thank you.